What's up, everyone, and welcome back to the Drop Pod Podcast. Today we have a special guest, Hayley Tharp, right?
Yes,
that's your last
that
name?
is correct.
Welcome in the building. Hayley Tharp's in the building.
Woo! Hello, thank you. I'm so seriously excited to be here. Thank you for having me.
Awesome. We're really excited to have you here too. For those of you that don't know Hayley Tharp, we met each other online, right? Because she was one of the people that reached out to do our casting call. So this is just proof that the casting call is real and it actually works. So we just don't put stuff out there just to put stuff out there.
Yes.
So she's here in person, and and it's great. She has interviewed a lot of up and coming artists within the SoCal area. Some of them that I've actually have friends that have done projects with them actually.
Wow.
I'm going to tell you about that. That's actually pretty cool. So
I'm excited.
when I was looking at that, I was like, oh, I know some of these guys. Like, that's actually cool. So we're really excited to have her here. And we're going to get into it. You ready?
Yeah, I'm ready. Let's do it.
So we'll start off with an icebreaker.
What are you gonna
no.
ask? This was not pre-approved by me. I'm sorry for
So tell us about yourself. Like, where you born and raised from? Like, where are you from?
Oh, wow. Okay. So I am from Hesperia, California. So SoCal born and raised, but most people don't know where Hesperia is. That's okay. It's in the Inland Empire, high desert, that area. I went to college in Missouri. So I spent a lot of time in St. Louis. I consider St. Louis, Missouri my second home. About 4 years now, I moved back here and was living in Santa Monica. I've always wanted to get back to the West Coast. That's where my heart is. So yeah, this is where I was born and raised. But other than that, really, by day, I work in digital advertising. And then by night, I am a music blogger. So I write for a few platforms. Obviously, my personal blog, my personal brand, but then also Earmilk, Euphoria Magazine, Two Trill Magazine, The New Nine, and then I also do stuff on my YouTube channel. So.
Oh, that's cool. That's really cool.
So how did you start getting into that? Because I feel like a lot of people are always like, oh my God, I do marketing. But it could mean so many different things. So I think it's kind of interesting to see, because I feel like everyone gets into a certain different ways, you know what I mean? Because there's social media aspect, there's the writing aspect, the actual digital creation side. So kind of want to shed some light. That'd be cool.
Yeah, oddly enough, I kind of just fell into it, which is not the typical way that people get into marketing. I feel like people go to school, I go to business school and do marketing, and that's how they kind of get into that. But I actually majored in broadcast journalism, and then I switched to PR. So I wanted to be a broadcast journalist, but then I soon realized that was going to be a lot harder and a lot harder on my mental health. So I switched to PR, and I wanted to get into government, actually.
Oh, cool.
So I was working for the congressman in Missouri a little bit, and it just never really was my passion. Obviously, government comes with a lot of tumultuous feelings and emotions, I feel like, in politics in general. And I always had a passion for music. I've always been into hip hop, rap. So it was kind of just a passion project. I was kind of pushed to do my blog. So I started out just doing, getting a website, blogging about music I liked. And then from there, just kind of met some new people, got some different opportunities. More people were, seeing my writing and what I thought about things. And from there, just kind of continued to grow it. So, yeah, it's really my passion. So I just kind of stuck to it. But
yeah, cool.
As far as digital advertising, I honestly just needed to make money right out of college. So I applied for a bunch of jobs, and I got a job in paid search. I don't know, a lot of people don't know what that is, but Google search engine marketing, PPC, all those words.
Cool.
So that's kind of what I do by day. So yeah, pays the bills, and I kind of just stuck with it.
Cool, yeah.
That's cool. That's really sick. So I know you came from Missouri and then you lived here, and then you went to Missouri. So, I mean, if you could pick which side, what are the pros and cons of being in both? Because there's Let's wait for that to go past. They're like kind of like opposites, right?
Yes,
Especially
100%.
like in the political spectrum.
Yes.
So what have you noticed, or just like from your experience being in both, like what you could take from being on both sides of the political spectrum?
That is a really good question. And I feel like we don't talk about that enough with people, you know, that have experience in the Midwest and have experience on the West Coast or East Coast for that matter, because they are two different spectrums. I know when I went there for college, I went to the University of Missouri, Mizzou. So Columbia,
okay.
Missouri,
I
it's
see.
a very small college town in the middle of nowhere. I know some people would get very mad if I said that, but it's in the middle of nowhere. It was culture shock for me. And Mizzou is very segregated still. I actually was used to high school. My high school was, you know, predominantly Black and Hispanic. And then going to college, it's predominantly white. And so it was definitely culture shock, but also just the values. So, you know, I moved my way to St. Louis, which I would say is more the left swinging side of Missouri. It's kind of like Illinois is, you know, has a lot of red, but then Chicago makes it a blue state. So it's kind of a similar situation in Missouri. Unfortunately, St. Louis isn't as big. But it actually really awakened my love for music in St. Louis. There's so much good music in St. Louis, and I feel like it kind of gets overshadowed by Chicago and other big Midwest cities. So I feel like while I'll always love the West Coast, I think it's the best coast. I love West Coast rap. There's a soft spot for St. Louis specifically. But as far as good things, the Midwest, people in the Midwest are so nice overall. Like I go back and visit pretty often, and I'm always taken aback by how nice people are. They'll just strike up a conversation with you, which is crazy, because here, if someone did that, I'd be like, why are you talking to me? What is going on?
Yeah.
So I'd say that's the biggest difference. I hope that kind of answered your question.
I see. That's cool.
It's funny that you say that, because my boyfriend's actually from Virginia. So he's
awesome.
He's very, you know, like when he meets people, he's very like, oh my God, like, hi, how are you? And I'm always just like, why are you doing that? And he's like, why are you guys so weird here? He's like, you guys like don't like say hi to people. Like he's like, back home, like you're like expected to, you know, say hi to everyone, acknowledge everyone. So it's actually very interesting that you mentioned that.
Yeah, my husband is from Illinois, and he's the same exact way. Like he will talk to anybody. He's super polite to everyone, and I'm kind of like, stop talking.
Yeah, I know. Let's go.
Yeah.
That's true. You're right. So like with the music, being in the music rap scene, how were you able to like navigate your way through that, especially as someone that doesn't really, you know, look the part, right? Let's be honest, right? So, how were you able to like get your foot in the door and like meet these rappers and be able to connect with them on the level you're able to?
I'm still navigating that. It's still kind of hard, but you're right. I'm glad you kind of address the elephant in the room. I don't look like a typical rap blogger. I still think it's hard for people to take me seriously, and that's fine. I also struggle too some days. I don't want to be put in this box of like, oh, she just covers rap. She only listens to rap. Like I really do listen to a lot of different genres. It's just that's what I kind of lean towards. But I think just being authentic in myself, like knowing that's what I legit listen to, that's what I lean towards, that's what I want to cover. I genuinely, any rapper that I write about or cover or interview or create content around, I genuinely like them and support them. So I think that's a big thing, is a lot of these up and coming rappers are just thankful that someone is kind of looking out for them, or, you know, creating content around them or covering them on one of these platforms. So I think that kind of rips the Band-Aid off. And just trying to be a friendly face. Like I really go out of my way when I meet them to try to be like overly friendly and energetic. Might scare some people off. I don't know.
I mean, yeah, because even when I was looking at your portfolio, I noticed some of the people, just to name a few, like Girls Love Dev, Kaylin.
Yes.
So like I noticed the time you interviewed them was like right before they blew up, especially Girls Love Dev. Like now he's like a big deal out there. So yeah, I thought that was really cool. Like you got them like right at that perfect time, and now they're like at this position. So I think it's actually
I love that you bring that up, because it's such a double-edged sword with any. Obviously, they're still kind of in the underground scene, but like gaining traction, more traction. But it's so hard for me when I like come across an artist and they're still underground and, you know, they don't have many followers and I love them, I'm obsessed with them, and then they blow up and it's like, I love that they're blowing up, right?
Yeah.
I like want to give them all the praises because I know they worked hard for that. But then it's like, oh, I hate you now because you're mainstream and you blew up. But it's not really like that, but it feels like that. Just like I love that Megan Thee Stallion is so huge right now, but I remember listening to her when she was, you know, just up and coming. So it's kind of like that double-edged sword, I think.
Do you still stay in contact with some of the like the rappers, like wherever you met them?
Yeah,
And everything?
definitely. A lot of them will still like send me music.
Oh, I see.
Even after I've covered something, maybe I was introduced to them through like their PR, their manager, they will reach out and send along their music. Like, hey, I'm dropping this next week. Take a look at it, listen to it. So a lot of the rappers will do that. And I like having that relationship, like kind of like a DM relationship on social media. And I have very few bad experiences with the rappers. I feel like I see on TikTok and Instagram a little bit, but mostly TikTok, people sharing horror stories about how bad rappers are to work with and how bad they are in the industry. I've had very few bad experiences. Usually they're all very down to earth, very willing if I go to a show to like meet me, say hi, take a picture. They're very thankful that I'm writing, you know, something on them or creating something for them, supporting their music. But, you know, there's always the ones that don't really care either.
Yeah, that's true.
So what's like your worst experience you've had?
Oh, God, worst experience.
You don't have to name drop.
Don't name drop.
Yeah.
Okay, I will not name drop, but we can infer a West Coast-based rapper who's always kind of making headlines nowadays, is always into some drama. This was not like on a professional, I was not covering his music or anything, but I got invited to his studio with some mutual friends, hanging out at the studio. I'm there to network, and I'm a music blogger. I'm very upfront about that. I was treated kind of like a groupie and asked to perform fellatio on said rapper. I'm there strictly professional, so, you know, no hate to those people, to, you know.
I think I have a hunch who he is.
Yeah, I think we can infer a little bit. I don't know how many more hints I can give.
You know who it is.
Ooh.
Downstairs.
Oh no, don't say that.
guy.
Oh, I could definitely.
Yeah.
Off the record.
Off the record.
Off the
Okay.
record. This is
All right.
YG.
No.
Oh,
actually.
okay. Never mind.
Off the record.
Oh,
Yeah,
I won't
yeah.
put it. I won't put it
But
past
good
him,
guess
yeah.
on YG. Wow,
Yeah.
yeah.
Why? Yeah.
I
That
actually
man is-
met him back in 2011. I actually have a picture with him when I was a baby, and he was super nice, super down to earth, super high, but just super nice. So no, I have no bad things. to
I've
say
met
about him.
YG once at Smashburger, and
Oh wow!
yeah,
What a random place.
it's so random. But it wasn't really random because they were having the Grammys next door,
okay.
and I guess he was just hungry and snuck in with DJ Mustard, and he was a jerk.
Really?
He like, I was there for the Laker game, and he like pushed this other girl get out of my way, like took up a whole section in Smashburger of all places. Like no one could walk through it, and then he was like trying to hit on the workers and call them over to his section in Smashburger. So like,
Oh my god!
Yeah.
YG's like one of those rappers that I feel like he's respectful if he thinks you're attractive or he likes you. But if
I've
that
heard
man
that.
doesn't, he's gonna like.
yeah,
I've
and that
heard
girl
that.
was so mad that we actually became friends with her. During that day, because like she was so mad, and she like came up to us like, "F that guy, who the hell is he anyway?" Blah, blah, blah. I was like,
So she
yeah,
didn't know,
she didn't know who he was, and then when we explained, she's like, "Oh, that's YG. Well, his music sucks." Like blah blah blah. Like she was mad, but rightfully so, because
Right.
she was sitting there like walking through. She didn't know he was a celebrity, and he just like
Yeah.
Oh,
pushed her like,
horrible.
"Get out here!" Like yeah, no one could be around him. It was like, dude, relax, Smashburger.
I mean, I've also heard like rumors about YG too, that he's colorist or, you know, picky with women of certain skin
That
colors,
man
which
is-
is
yeah.
not surprising, but
Yeah.
terrible, absolutely terrible.
Yeah, that's. But like, based on rappers, like, who's your we should go through this. Who's all of our top threes? But we'll start with you first.
Start with me.
Top three.
Right now, my top three. Dom Kennedy will always be my number one.
Oh wow, that's a good one.
I'm a big Dom Kennedy fan. Number two, I don't have a top three. I think it just cycles through in no particular order. I'll always be a Rick Ross fan.
Ooh,
Big 21
Rick
Savage
Ross.
fan. I love Bankroll Freddie right now. I really love shouting out the IE right now. Civ Pierre, Thunderous Night. I love Kaylin For Real For Real. So yeah, I'd say number one is always going to be Dom Kennedy, but as far as obviously I'm a huge Tupac fan too.
Yeah.
So if we're going all time, it's going to be Tupac. But as of right now, my number one is Dom Kennedy, and then kind of trickles down between Rick Ross, 21 Savage, probably Burner, Bay Area rapper Burner. So.
Okay, that's sick. That's cool.
What about you guys?
I used to listen to Dom Kennedy a lot when I had Spotify, but then when I moved to Apple Music, they stopped recommending new songs. So like I kind of fell off. I have no idea
That's
what
a
he's dropping.
struggle, yeah.
Yeah, that
You
Apple
gotta get
Music.
back on Spotify.
Dude, Apple Music sucks. But like I'm
You can
like
literally
I'm
get
like
it for $4 a month.
I'm like tied to them.
$4.
Tied to them because I have to keep that thing working. Otherwise, we won't have music in this.
That
in
makes
the,
sense.
In the office.
Okay, we'll let it slide this time.
Sheesh.
But I'm thinking about it. Paulina won't let me join her plan, so it's fine.
It's $4.
So we gotta play music with ads. For me, sheesh. Woo, that's tough. Man, my favorite rappers. Gosh, I'll say Nux. He's this.
Yeah.
You've heard of him? He's a UK rapper.
Yeah.
Yeah, Nux. He's really, dude. That guy's music, his beats, everything is just like crisp.
The UK actually has a lot of really big talent coming out of there right now.
Yeah, Nux is my favorite. Sheesh. Who do I listen to? Like,
I'm gonna look
all
at my
the time?
Spotify.
Man,
I
Nux
hate
is
when
my
people ask me
favorite.
who I listen to.
It is hard. It's really hard.
I'll say I don't want to sound basic, but Drake. I really like Drake, but I don't want to include him because I feel like that's like expected, right?
Yeah,
but
I feel like there's like that connotation if you say Drake.
I like the new Drake though. A lot of
Yeah.
people like old Drake. I like new Drake because his songs are different. It's more about like his like the success, like I
Yeah.
feel like he's rapping about like a different like where he's at in his life. I kind of like it because it's more, how do you say it? It's more kind of gives you like something to look forward to, like when he describes.
That is true.
Versus like hearing the usual struggle stuff, like you don't. I mean, I'm not against
That
it,
is
but
true.
sometimes like I like to feel uplifted when listening to music. So
is
that's
true.
also kind of like one thing. But I'll say number two, definitely No Cap. He's I forgot where he's from. I think Alabama, right?
I think somewhere southern.
No Cap is really cool. So next, No Cap, man, and then who do I listen to? It's so hard for me. Sheesh.
It's so hard to narrow it down.
I'll say probably just to throw him in, maybe Stormzy.
Yeah.
Stormzy is cool. I'm really into like the UK drill. Like that stuff is fire.
It
like,
is
it's really
popping
good.
off right
it's
now.
it's really good. Honorable mention. I have a friend that is in IE. His name is EKE. I don't know if you heard of him.
I don't think I've heard of that. No.
Yeah, he's really good. I could see him blowing up soon.
I'll have
and
to
then
check him out.
Drake, Lil Baby, honorable mention.
Yes, yeah. We
In
won't
case you
judge
guys don't
here.
know who those guys are, like Drake and Lil Baby are really good. You guys should definitely check them out. All right, what about you?
Are we saying like all time or is it just current?
I just think right now your top three. If someone put a gun to your head and said, "Pauline, I need your top three rappers right now," what would you do? Who would you pick?
Future, of course. We already know.
Oh,
Future.
I
I
love Future. I don't know. I think it's just because when I was in high school, like that was his when he was like taking off. So I think I just have like a connection with him, and like I love Future. I think Future. You're gonna get mad at this one, but I always love listening to Blue Bucks Clan. I think they're so good.
I was about
They're
to
so
say,
good.
if we're doing honorable mentions, Blue Bucks Clan. I love them.
Love the clan. Not this clan.
Which clan?
This clan. And then right now I really love 42 Dugg. I
42
really like him.
Dugg.
I think he's very
good.
underrated. He's on a lot of songs, but no one ever talks about him. But I think he's really good.
You know what? You're right. Yeah.
42 Dugg is really good. Honestly, I kind of forgot about him. You know who? I'm gonna remove my third one because Stormzy seems like everyone is on everyone's top. You said Blue Bucks can. It kind of remind me of this one clan. I said clam.
No, you said can. Blue Bucks can.
Crap. I really like this guy. Dang, what's his name? Dude, I just forgot the name right now. I just thought of it.
Is it.
Just karaoke it. Just
Just start singing right now. Just go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Yeah.
Bruh.
I try to. Heady One.
I don't even know
Heady
who
One.
that is.
You know that
Sounds
song
familiar,
I
but I can't
always
think of-
play?
Which one?
I feel like EST cut. Everyone shine together on the America foot because we think yeah.
It's cool.
I don't like to. That
I
guy's.
feel like I've heard that song.
Yeah. Who's your ops? Can't be us.
I feel like I've heard that.
It was circulating on TikTok for a while. So
Okay,
you
maybe
probably
that's what I
have.
know.
That guy's
Yeah.
good. That guy's really good. And there's a bunch of like underground guys that like, dude, they're really good. Like
Yeah.
when I find them on TikTok, I'm like, wow, these songs slap.
I have a question for you guys. How do you guys feel about artists on TikTok? And like, I feel like a lot of people are annoyed with TikTok right now because a song can blow up and not necessarily be a radio worthy song. But how do you guys feel about TikTok and TikTok artists making music for it?
It's annoying, but it's free marketing for them.
Right.
That's honestly, TikToks are the easiest way to blow up. Like, there's random songs that released like years ago. I can't think of an exact example, but you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they'll just blow up, and like the artist will be like, what happened?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, they'll just straight up just come back out of nowhere.
Yeah.
So I think it's annoying to have to listen to like on our end, you know, like when you're scrolling, it's the same like 5 songs. But from like an artist point of view, it's very smart.
True.
It's free.
You see, like, I understand it, and I understand exactly from like what Paulina said from the artist perspective. It's all about like, dude, you need your exposure, free marketing, all that.
Yep.
I 100%. But for me as a listener, I care more about the art. So like,
That is true.
for me, it kind of takes away from that because especially now, you could tell when an artist making a song just for it to be a TikTok dance
Just for
song
TikTok, yeah.
versus like an actual song. And usually when I hear a song like that, I kind of just stay away from it because it's like, I don't really feel anything when I listen to it. So, but I mean, it's cool. I think, yeah, if the songs are blown up on TikTok, that's perfect for them. It's definitely the best way for them to move forward.
I think a good example, love Meg Thee Stallion, have been a fan since day one.
Right.
But her new stuff is not, like, I can tell kind of what he was saying, that it's meant for TikTok.
TikTok marketed,
Tina Snow,
yeah.
every single day. But you know what I mean?
Yes.
Like, her new stuff, like, I can tell, like, she's trying.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's all like TikTok music. What about the baby? Does anyone listen to that guy?
What is
I do not.
The Yankee Doodle
that guy has
beats.
been dead.
Yeah.
I literally saw him at Rolling Loud. What was it, like 6 months ago, 7 months ago? And everyone booed him and were throwing stuff on stage.
But some,
Yeah.
I mean, going back to TikTok, it's a double-edged sword though, because
Yes.
I've seen the artists that blow up on TikTok. A lot of times it's from like a snippet of a song, and then when you hear the full song, you're kind of like,
You hate it.
you're like, this song
Yeah.
sucks. Or like just what happened with Steve Lacy the other day. I don't know if you saw that video. He was at his concert and he was like cut the music. It's like everyone's singing.
Oh,
He's
yes,
like,
I
I wish
saw
I
that.
knew. I wish I knew. Blah blah blah. And after that, no one knew what to say. Like everyone was. He was just like, you guys don't know the rest of the song.
yeah.
I was like, that's because
so
that's all people
cringe.
know. And then it made me think about Jack Harlow.
Yes.
When that First Class song came out and that chorus,
He fumbled
That-
his own bag.
that
though.
song had so much potential, and then when I heard the full song, I was like, this
Yes.
is not, it doesn't sound complete.
But on TikTok, it sounded so promising.
It sounded
Yeah.
like, dude, this song is gonna be the song of the summer. I remember that. Everyone's like, this is the song of the year, the song of the summer, and then, that wasn't even the best song on his album.
No. No.
But I mean, even I was looking at an interview yesterday, Lil Yachty, that pull-in song that
Yes,
came out,
yeah.
he was talking about it,
Yeah.
that it was a leak, and he was just he was like, his friend had the pull-in sparkling water, and he had walk, so like he was just started saying it, and then when he found that the leak was like trending, he was like, dude, let's just release it, like it's not finished.
Oh my
So he
God.
said like there's still like more to the song. I was like, that was like smart on his end, like the song. He
Yeah, what a
released it just
happy
as
accident.
that. Yeah. If he
Wow.
tried to like complete the song, then release it, it probably would have flopped. I don't think people would have cared for
Oh,
it.
yeah.
That is
for
true.
sure.
Yeah,
That's
I
true.
Think if you have the actual full completed song in the vault and you just leak a snippet, then that's smart.
Mm-hmm.
But I do
Yes.
think it shows when a snippet was actually leaked and they're just like, oh shit.
Oh, crap, let me
And
finish
then-
the whole song.
Yeah, and then everyone's like, oh my god, we need to like
Yes.
release.
What the-
It's so aggressive.
Let me turn my do not disturb.
Jeez.
That was aggressive. Yeah, but I mean, that's a good list you have. It's a good list.
And now that I'm gonna keep thinking of artists I should have named on my list.
Everyone
I
just
know.
keep adding for the rest
Larry
of the podcast.
I know she's
June,
gonna get
I
a
love
bunch
it.
of DMs like, "Why didn't you drop me? Like, why didn't you mention me?"
We're gonna be like, Rick Ross is trash.
Rick Ross, I would not stand for Rick Ross and DJ Khaled slander. Everyone
Really?
is. I hate. It literally gets me so mad when people talk mess about DJ Khaled.
Oh, I hate
I'm like,
him.
this guy works so hard to get this position, and all these Gen Z kids are trying to
Does he have you on
discredit him. Did that check hit? Already hit.
You know, I think he's corny as fuck. I really do.
He's really corny, but
Yeah.
like the message behind his stuff is real stuff. Like,
He also legitimately has worked hard. I
Yeah, he
read
has.
Rick Ross's autobiography, Hurricanes, recently, and he talked a lot about like him and DJ Khaled
Yeah.
coming out together, and it was actually really eye opening. Like, I do respect DJ Khaled, and everyone knows DJ Khaled. He's doing something right. But I think he's corny. I just can't like him.
I think the corny part, I get it. If you want to hate him because he's corny, I agree. But when people start talking about, oh, he doesn't even make the music, all he does is yell, I'm like, bro, no, he's actually making music.
He
Like, he's
does,
not just
yeah.
sitting there yelling over tracks and then just dropping it as his, like, nah, he's actually doing stuff.
Yeah.
But he is a cornball. He is a cornball.
Yes. Yeah. But being a cornball sells, so you can't hate him for that
Yeah,
either, I guess.
I'm surprised he's kept it this long. Because when he first started his Snapchat stuff, that was like 2015 when I just got into college. And I remember watching with all my roommates every day.
Well, I remember that.
We were.
phase. That was in, like,
I honestly, my one of my homies, he always says we were the first ones to start like reposting DJ Khaled's stuff, because before, like, I'm not even lying. Right when DJ Khaled started doing that stuff, we were like on it and just posting it everywhere.
Like the
And,
shade room for DJ
We would
Khaled.
Literally
literally
the shade
get
room.
up, and the first thing we did was look at DJ Khaled's stuff and just repost it. And like, I was like, part of me feels like we should take some credit. I mean, maybe that's why he has me on retainer, you know?
No, I remember that. That was when I was in high school. That was
Dude.
like 2015?
2015, 2014.
Yeah.
Like, dude, he
I remember
was
that.
such
And
a-
like, but looking back, his stories were really funny.
Yeah.
But at the
it's
time,
just the weird stuff he would
like,
say.
Yeah.
Like when he did his whole shoe closet,
Yeah.
and he was all like, if you don't know these, you're playing yourself. Like, you see that, you just got played.